Today we're going to flip through my passport journal and we're going to do some slow stitching. Ciao dear hearts, and welcome back to the studio. My name is Caterina. All my friends call me Cat, and the wonderful guy behind the camera is Digison, my hero, and he is also, I know you love that, and he is also my business manager and our fabulous videographer. He does all of the IT things I don't want to do. So there you have it. Today we're going to take a little traipse through my passport journal. I'm going to show you what I've been doing. It's not done, but I'm going to share it with you. And we're going to do some slow stitching. So let's get started. So in my last video, I created a passport journal, and that is what this is. It is unfinished. I've still got a lot I want to do with it, and I know that some people, I think, were probably disappointed that I didn't make it a travel passport journal, but I have all of these journals back here that are all handmade, and they have documented every trip that's in my passport journal. So I did not feel a need to do that. For me, this was a journey inward. This was a passport journal to the soul. So I wanted to flesh out all of the things that I've accomplished in my life, and I wanted to document that journey. And so I'm still auditioning pieces to tie it up, because it's going to need to be tied because it opens pretty readily. And if you remember, I had pages inside. Am I getting that out of focus? I had pages inside that I cut out of the center, in my centerfold. I cut them out and I set them aside because I knew I was going to use them for, sorry, a little piece hanging out there, for an end paper. And I wanted to do an end paper for the front and for the back. So I haven't done the back one yet, but I will do that. What you hadn't seen is the stitching. I've been doing a lot of stitching, and I'm going to be doing even more stitching. So we're going to do a little bit of stitching on here today. and so I really like the way this turned out, this end paper. I didn't want to just jump right into the journal. I wanted it to have a little bit of a cushion. And and this first page, this is an old photo that I found many years ago, and she represents me. And so she represents me as a young girl, and so I use this quite a bit in my work as a representative. And so, you know, starting out the journal and the journey as a young person. And as I said, it's not finished yet, but you can see some of the pages are flip-ups. There's lots of great texture going on, some compartmentalization, and some things that, you know, this one, she represents me as well. I love this page. I want to do some slow stitching here and hold this piece down a little bit. I just love that. And haven't done anything on the flip up yet. This is the same way it was when you saw it last. This page I love. If you're on social media, you probably saw it. I love the texture, and I love the fact that there's our flowers in the garden, because you know how I am. And then this last page, I love this, the all-seeing eye and the witness to the journey. So this one is going to go back here like that. And but we won't do that today. What we're going to do is, I thought I would do some stitching right here. So today I thought we would do some slow stitching. I wanted to get this poked into the book, and I had lots of things to tell you. I just wanted to couch this piece here. So we're going to be taking a vacation. But we will be doing probably a couple videos while we're gone, right? We figured out two, I think. So, so the first one is going to be, so we're going to go to Fort Collins back home, and we're going to, Meg's not going to be there for a few days, so we thought we would shoot a little video tour of the store and the gallery. I thought that would be really fun, so you could see where my work hangs out, see the context that it's in, which I just absolutely love, and yeah, take you around on a little tour and show you all the goodies, all the beautiful things she has, and what a great place it is. And so I thought that would be a lot of fun, don't you think?
Yes.
Yes, Cecil, yes. He loves the store too, and the gallery. So, she's been there forever. She has the most magnificent store. It's just beautiful. Now, I just wanted to get this tacked down, but you know I'm going to put more stitches around it. And I'm not concerned with what the back is going to look like, because I'm just have no concern about that. I'm just stitching and letting the stitches just go where they want to go. And this is a piece of old string. It's actually a thicker kind of string than the plain old string you get for like kitchen twine or something. This is much thicker, and so I tea-dyed it because it was a bright white, and that just wasn't going to work for me. So, so I think I'm really going to love this edge here. And just going to add another layer and another dimension to it. And I love the edging of it. So I'll finish this up later. I just love the way the edges are, you know, frayed, and that they open up like this. It's an opportunity for something. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but I love the possibilities of it, and I'm looking forward to getting this page put into the book too. And I may paint it a little more. Let me explain to you too the way I did this first page. So I took the page, cut a piece of fabric, ripped it actually the way I wanted it, and then I glued it with just a glue stick down to make sure it was going to stay, and then I stitched it on to the fabric, and then I used my clip to hold it in place so that it wouldn't move, the page and the fabric, and then I glued the fabric down. If you don't do that, you may run the risk of your pages not matching up, or maybe being too long. And if you like that, that's great, but I wanted it to match up. So I did that, and I love the way this looks, this transition here. So, okay, we're gonna make a couple of small textured pieces now. So today I thought it would be fun to use some of my monoprinted fabrics. And if you haven't seen that video, it's monoprinting on fabric, I think is what it's called. We'll have Dawn put it in the, right, is it the description? Yeah, descriptions. The link in the description, so you can look it up if you want to. And so I thought it would pair nicely with tea dye. And I think it looks really cool. And so I've got a bunch of different pieces. Some of them I've cut, some of them I've just ripped. And here's a little tip. If you just don't know what to do, grab a small piece and then just start stitching. Just, you know, do some slow stitches on it. So I just made some knots and some single stitches, and you know, just for fun. And then set them aside. I mean, they work really well when you're using them as a piece, you know, in your textiles, and just having them, you know, like you would create a little bundle to put someplace in a collage. You would use this the same way. So just making little stitches. I don't even know if we'll use this today, but I just wanted to share it with you. So I thought it would be fun. I love some of these. It's just so yummy the way they turned out. And I love a little bit of the blue in there too. And this one with this pattern in here, I just thought was so cool. So I think we're gonna cut a few of these down and then arrange them a little bit, and I'll share that process with you. Made some great strips, and I thought how fun to stitch some some strips together, and I thought that might be kind of yummy, and see how that goes. So I think I'll do one of these too, and put a few of these together. And so it just, you know, painting the fabric, doing the monoprints is just wonderful, because you never know, you know, what you're going to get, what it's going to look like. They're so exciting to make. So if you haven't monoprinted, try it. See, I mean, it's super easy. I showed it in the video, so it's pretty fun, huh? Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we're going to play with this. I'm going to get my threads together, and we're going to do a little bit of stitching. So, so we're going to be on vacation. I'm really looking forward to it. And the second video we're going to do will be the show and sale of my How Does Your Garden Grow? That's the title of the collection. And it's going to be a pop-up show and sale, so I'm not exactly sure of the date, but stay tuned to social media. You know, we'll have it on Instagram, we'll have it on Facebook, and you'll be able to see. And I'll show you the book today to remind you of kind of what it was like. And I wanted to thank you so much for your support of the gallery. We've sold a ton of kits, and we sold a bunch of artwork, right? It's been great. And so we really appreciate, you know, your patronage. It's wonderful. Also for your kind donations. And some of you, you know who you are donating every week. It's been so wonderful. We appreciate that. And thank you so much for that. And so yeah, we have such gratitude for all of your thumbs up, your likes, your shares, your comments. I try to answer every single comment as soon as I possibly can. And we thank you for that. Also for using our Amazon links too. That we appreciate that. It helps us out immensely. And so I like the way this is turning out. Now, for those of you, for those of you who are always concerned with what needles and what thread, I just grab anything that's on the table. Whatever needle is available, whatever thread. I'm not picky. I like mixing things up. I'm using a upholstery thread, I think. Yeah. And you know how I am. I rescue them at estate sales and things like that. So don't ask me where I bought it. I didn't buy it there. So at a store that you can find. But anyway, I wanted something that was a little bit heavier, and I thought I would use white to start out with, and then perhaps I'll go back with this really dark brown or lighter brown, something like that. Maybe even a pale blue. We'll see. You know, I'm not super crazy about a bunch of color, but I do love blue and brown together. So I'm going to finish this strip off and then stitch a few more on here. Well, I want to leave a bunch of the white, and I don't know, you know, really where I'm going with this. I don't really care. That's not the point of it. I don't know if I'll layer something on top of it or what, or maybe if I'll stitch the other way coming down, or if I'm going to do another piece on top of it. I don't know. But I love the way it looks, and I wanted to incorporate as much of the white. So many people just cover up their substrate, their fabric substrate, and I just, you know, I like leaving part of it so that you can just see, you know, what you used. And this is like an old tea towel, I think. Yeah, it's, you know, I cut it into several pieces, and it's just yummy, isn't it? It'll be pretty on top too, I think. So So anyway, so we're just stitching. I'm letting my needle have a wander and enjoy itself, just going in and out of the fabric, and not really worrying about it. Yeah. And I don't want them to be too close together. There we go. And the only thing about monoprinting fabric with acrylic is that you're going to run the risk of it being a little bit tough to stitch through. I don't mind that. Some people might not like it. Whatever. Now, you could just dye fabric in a lot of different ways. You know, you could use ink tints. You can use all kinds of natural dyes. But just doing something, creating some kind of a yummy color and texture. And that's part of it, is to create the texture, right? It's not just about the color. It's about the difference in this texture and these textures. And that creates a visionary feast for your eyes, a visual feast for your eyes. That's what you want to do. It holds interest, right? So you don't want it to be boring, but you don't have to throw every color on it either. I have all my strips stitched on here, and I like the expanse of white on here, but I was thinking about juxtaposing it with maybe some old laces, just some scraps, and seeing, you know, what I liked together, and you know, kind of auditioning them and seeing what. That just doesn't work for me. I like this piece and I like this piece. And so just playing with it and seeing, you know, nope, don't like it there. But I like this here because of the white. That looks good. So maybe I'll add that. Maybe I'll put this here because there's a lot of space there, right? So yeah, I think I like that. I think we're going to stitch that down. And then we're going to move on to the next one. I've got some ideas for another piece. Well, I love the way this is turning out. I'm not a textile artist. I have been adding stitches in my work since 2007 because I just love the alternative mark making that stitches create. But if you're on Facebook and Instagram, you might want to, and you love textiles, you might want to check out my friend Annie Coe. She is excellent. That's C-O-E, A-N-N-I-E-C-O-E. She's just doing the most magnificent textiles, and I just love her work. We both do, don't we? She's a dear heart. And so she's incredible, and I know you're going to want a piece of her work. But I like the way this is coming out, and I love the juxtaposition of it with this, you know, the hand-painted fabric, and then this piece. Doesn't this just break your heart gorgeous? I mean, how big it is on this end and how small here. It's handmade. That mistake is just so beautiful. So okay, so I'm going to set this aside now, but you can see where I'm going with it, and probably not this piece, but maybe a piece, you know, another piece in here or something. I don't know, but we'll play with that later. We're going to set it aside. Well, we're at Chow for now, and if you remember my Frankenstein journal, this is the one I created, and then I made another one when we did our video. And so this is where all of my work is going for the show. Just wanted to share it with you. It's one of my favorite pieces, and it's that string journal. If you haven't seen that, you have to go back and look. And I just wanted to give you a quick little peek on the inside. I've got a ton of work in here, and I can't wait to share it all with you at the show. And until then, ciao for now.